Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Let's get the camera going. Let's get this thing started. Today we got some part twos. We got two twos for the part twos, the 22s. Let's do it. How's everybody doing? Hello, hello. All right. On today's episode of Wolfpack Electronics, we have a part two of an Xbox One X. I did work on this console before. First thing I did was I installed a new HDMI retimer chip. I think that needs to be looked at because when I went to go reinstall the console and try to test it, this still didn't work. We still weren't getting picture. It powered on just like it did before, but no picture. So we're going to see if we can do something about that. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I think what I'm going to try to do is reflow the IC and see if that'll do it. I did get more parts in stock, so that's also a plus. We're gonna give that a try and see what we get. You know, I kind of just want to try it again. Those beats slaps. You know what? While I have it in just chatting view, I'm gonna go ahead and try to connect this to the TV again. It's been a little while since I worked on this unit. I was waiting to get in more components. So let's see. I know this thing, the issue it's having, I have fixed in the past by replacing that IC. So it's kind of, excuse me, it's a little interesting to try to figure out what exactly is going on with this unit. If it wasn't their HDMI retimer chip, the HDMI port is fine. I tried the process of trying to reset the resolution. That didn't really do it. So I'm going to see if I can reflow the IC. Maybe there's a solder joint that's just not sufficient. We'll see if that does it. It's Max! Hello, broski. How you doing? Wagwan, brethren. Nice to have you here, Max. You're a real OG, man. You come through like every stream. Thank you. I appreciate you being here, man. Alright, so yeah. I'm testing out this Xbox One X again. It's not turning on. Like it turns on, but there's no picture, and it stays on steadily. Just wait, no way. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I was about to say the TV was looking like it was trying to do something, but just not. Still black screen, which I think it's basically the HDMI retimer chip may need to just try. I just may need to try to reflow the chip, which means applying heat again and getting the solder joints liquidous again. Because that's usually what goes on these Xbox One consoles. If you're trying to work on this thing and you're not getting picture, however it powers on, that's usually what it is. It's one of the HDMI retimer chip. That's what they call it. That goes faulty. I've fixed this before in the past. Okay, so still no picture. No problem. Let's go ahead and try to reflow that IC and double check for any shorts. And then we're going to proceed from there. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this thing off. Sweet. Oh man, I'm not going to lie. I was talking to my cousin because I was out of town this weekend for a family kind of function event. And I was like, man, you know, whenever they talk about parasocial relationships, they always talk about it from the viewer watching a content creator. But I think it happens the other way around as well. Like, I was like, man, I miss my chat, man. I was like, I miss going live and just seeing people's there, you know? And I can talk with them and we could discuss things. And I was like, man, that's weird. Who knew it could happen to me? Oh yeah, also my voice is still recovering. My laryngitis. I'm recovering because I went to a pool function this weekend as part of that family event. And yeah, definitely lost my voice. Definitely. No ifs, ands, or booties about that one. That junk was gone. So let's go ahead and continue the process. Alright, let's switch on over to the overhead cam so you guys can see. So I'm basically going to be disassembling the unit again just to get to the let's just flip the whole thing over. Just doing an inspection real quick. Okay, that all looks good. Oh yeah, I forgot. From when I first opened this console, I realized that it looked like this thing was opened up before for whatever reason. I didn't mention that to the customer yet. Need to do that. Alright, first thing is the disk drive. Let's get that removed. See, I reassembled a good portion of this unit thinking that I did it. It was all fixed and ready to go. Turns out it wasn't. That's okay. Life be lifing. Things don't always go according to plan. Excuse me, sir. Sorry for that noise. Bopped my head against my disc. Put my gloves on. So yeah, Max, how was your day today? It was fire. Didn't have to go to work today. Dang. I wish I could be Max right now. Yeah. Earlier today, before I took an ibuprofen, boy, I had Batman neck so bad. Neck was hurting so bad. I couldn't even turn my neck earlier. Thankfully now I can. Looking for a specific component. There you are. Better than switch lights. Alright, I got what I needed. You know what? This shouldn't be over here. I thought I ordered more of that, man. I envy you, Max. I did have to go to work today, but that's okay. I did work remotely a few days, so it's not quite straight up vacationing, but at least I can be home. You know, I had another one. I wonder if when I used my air tool, if it blew it somewhere. I think that's what happened. I think it's somewhere on my workbench here. I'm gonna have to try to locate it. It's just a little component I'm looking for. Okay. Alright. Anyway, I do have another one, so that's fine. Oh, I screwed that down. Okay. Alright, let's get the hard drive out. Okay, the heatsink is attached in the power supply is still attached. So let's go ahead and get that unscrewed, unfastened. I'm thinking about streaming my electric work soon as a side hustle. You have any tips or advice? When you say electric work, is it similar to this, like electronic repairs, Max? Or is it more like um, larger, like electrical work? Is there? Okay. Um, Advice, definitely have an overhead camera. I didn't have that for a while. It didn't make for very engaging content, so highly recommend having that. Just at least an overhead mic, like you don't, or a camera. You don't necessarily need a microscope cam up front. Um, Other advice, like just in streaming in excuse me, I noticed that the streams do better when I'm more consistent. So like schedule adherence, trying to stick to your schedule. Um, Work on things that are interesting. If you're gonna do like more long drawn out troubleshooting, maybe try to do a portion off stream. It's just sometimes it's not the most engaging thing. So a lot of times I'll do my more in-depth troubleshooting off screen. I try to keep my repairs for the streams kind of simple. Let's see. And as a side hustle, you have any tips or advice? Generally, just good customer service. Realize that this isn't something most people are comfortable with. So if you're going to try to be more customer facing, just good customer service. Try to be down to earth. Don't make things overly complicated just to sound smart. Like nobody cares if you're smart or not. They just care that you can fix their stuff, whatever that may be. Let's see, what else can I think of? Yeah, just consistency and quality, man. Glad to make a stream. Oh, snap. DJ Rusty Russ, what's up, man? Hello, hello. Glad that you can make it too. Let's get the X clamp off. How's your day going, Russ? Also, Max, try not to be discouraged. Like if you can't, like if fixing something is not worth the time, that's something that I struggle with because I really like the challenge and want to fix things, but some things are just not financially responsible to keep going on with the repair. That makes sense. I try to stick to a rate, and if something is starting to exceed the replacement cost, maybe that's the sign to kind of move on. So just getting off work, time to head home. It's been a hot one today. Oh man, jeez, what do you do for work? Hoping you don't have to work outside. Not like there's anything wrong with that, but it can be brutal if you're not staying hydrated and taking all the necessary precautions. Alright, so we got to the IC that I worked on before. Let's see if I can see anything under the microscope this time around. The polarity is good. Those pins look all soldered down. Let's
I do work outside. I'm a diesel generator tech. That's right. That's right. Basically, I change oil all day when it's an easy day, but I enjoy watching electronic repairs. So that's cool, man. I like when people are interested in multiple things. I think that's always cool. TDP. Wait, no way. Did they give me the wrong part? Hold up. This is the wrong component. Is that what's been going on this whole time? Oh, here's the component I was looking for earlier. Well, no wonder why it didn't work. I got. I think that part that I placed on the board, I ordered it from Amazon. I wonder if I read the listing wrong or what, huh. No wonder why it didn't work. You gotta be kidding me. Wow, are you kidding me? This thing would have never worked. You're the man. I appreciate the advice, man. Love your streams. They chill me out. Nice. I'm glad they give you some type of solace. There's a lot of crap going on these days. You know, this isn't necessarily a political channel, but it doesn't mean I don't, you know, news doesn't show up in my feed, right? There's a lot going on these days. A lot of things that can make people worried, anxious, all that good stuff. Well, I'm glad to have been able to troubleshoot my own work. I didn't realize I placed the wrong part down because I didn't verify that the part number on the part was the correct part number. Maybe they thought it was some type of equivalent, but that's jank. And I've had that part before for so long. I don't even think that was the right part. Here, oh, let me show you guys on the microscope camera. So here is the HDMI retimer chip. You see the part number? 75DP. Hold on, let's get that more in focus. It's like it's getting more out of focus. Put that there. See the part says 75DP159. I still have the original part that I removed. Take a look at this guy. Wait, let me rotate it. Look at this. What does that say? That's not the same part. That sucks. It's the same package. I hate that I got gypped. But whatever. I'm just gonna take it off and I'm assuming it's still good. You gotta be kidding me. Oh. Alright, so what did we learn from this? Always double check your parts. Don't just assume they put the right part in the packaging. You gotta be kidding me. The only thing I can think of is maybe they thought this was equivalent, but I doubt it because they're both made by the same manufacturer, Texas Instruments. So that just makes me kind of salty. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I hate getting got. Can't stand it. Yeah, maybe one day it'll come in handy. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe it's for like a different Model X box or something, you know? I'm trying to be optimistic here. Alright, let me make sure the nozzle is a good size for this. Yeah, it's a good size. Wow, had me waste my thermal compound, putting this thing all back together. Had me feeling like I lost my touch. I'm washed up, even though I just started. I'm already washed. Owen Wilson, and my best Owen Wilson impression. Man, I need to get my voice back. Jeez, a good pool party will do that to you. Apparently, your voice will be gone. Trust but verify, my friends.
Alright, let's go ahead and start applying heat to this thing so we can get this thing off. In the meantime, I'm going to prep the one I want to place so that way I can keep the heat soaked inside of the board so I don't lose too much thermal mass, or the thermal mass doesn't cool off. Well, that's what happens when you don't double check your part. Okay, so the orientation mark is in the top left, and by orientation mark I mean this dot in the top left. There's usually a dot or a beveled edge on a component that helps you know like how to orient the part on the board. Let's zoom out. Okay. Make sure this is in frame, and then I'm going to start applying heat. This thing takes quite a good amount of heat to get off, so do my best here. Oh yeah, I still need to prep the new component I'll be putting on. Okay, spun it in the right direction. Have it where I can easily grab it. Alright, let's do it. Start putting a torch to this thing. Alright, let's do it. Like I said, because of the ground plane on this thing, it takes a good amount of heat to get off. As always, you want to keep moving your hot air. You don't want to stay stagnant in one spot. It's no bueno. You want to kind of distribute the heat as best as you can. Xbox really knows how to make a ground plane, boy. All their motherboards have so much copper on them, they take so much heat. Let's see if I can start lifting. I can. Nice. Alright, let's move this component out of the way. Take a look at these solder spots. Alright, that looks good. And try to get some flux down before the board cools off. Alright. Let's place the part. The correct part should be a TDP 158. Let's see if we can align this up a little bit better.
to touch things up with my soldering iron. Let's get that on. Tips on there. Perfect. I'm so glad I used this pipette bottle to put water on my sponge now. It's just so convenient. Alright, so for this old component, or the incorrect component, but that's still new. Alright, let's see the alignment on that. Vertical alignment's good, horizontal alignment it needs to be moved to the right. Okay, so we're gonna need hot air again. Let me hurry up before this thing cools off too much. And make sure it's in frame too for you guys. There it is. Alright, let's apply hot air, and then we need to shift it to the right a little bit. I can't believe that. So salty by that. It's the wrong component in the packaging. Brand new fresh component, wrong component. I bet, and it was soldered down so nicely too. That thing was beautiful. What a waste of some good soldered points. You know what I mean? It's tragic. It's like watching a pizza fall on the floor. It's just like, is it the end of the world? No, but it's a tragedy. It's disgraceful. You know? You know what I mean? Well, now we just get to see your beautiful work again. Oh, well, thank you. Look at you, trying to see the positive. Good old electric feel out here. 000. Okay, alignment looks good, both vertically and horizontally. So now we can do our touch-up. Alright, now I can turn off the hot air station. Hey man, cliches are cliches for a reason. That's what I say. Trust but verify is a real cliche for a reason. Alright. Beam review. Let's move on. Let's get this thing popping. Alright, I'm gonna bust out the let's see about touching up these solder joints. I'm gonna try to approach this at an angle. An angles might be a little difficult though. See if I can get it in focus for you guys. Let me zoom in. And then there's focus. Zoom in. I wonder if it's good as is, but I just want to touch it up. Yeah, the more I zoom, the less light is able to get on the object, which is, you know, obviously this IC right here. Yeah, there's not enough solder on my tip. So let me see if I can do this from this angle instead. And just try to get solder on the board, and then I'll touch it up after. this level of soldering, I can see how it could be like almost therapeutic to watch. Like you chilling watching it, and then on top of it, like let's say I get to work on something that you care about a lot, like an N64 or something like that. That's cool. Alright, so I'm gonna do the drag solder method. And then touch up. Nice. That's plenty of solder on each pin for me to touch up here. Alright, these ground planes, they take more heat, but it should be good. Just to make that connection. Connecciones. Alright, time to rotate. And we gotta do that 3 more times. Don't mean to give y'all motion sickness. My bad. I'm working out while watching, but it's kind of soothing to watch, so lol. That's a new one. Watching soldering while working out. Imagine having this up on like the treadmill or something. Someone walks by and they're like, yo, what the heck are you watching? Why is there so much green? Like, if you know, you know. The fillet's looking nice. Tell them if you were part of the pack, you would know. Music is fire. Oh yeah, that helps. Alright, time to rotate. It's like when you're playing volleyball, that's like the one word everybody remembers to say. Rotate. After you get the possession back, rotate, it's my turn to serve. Rotate. Let's get these in frame. Apply that sticky icky. For the joints, the solder joints. It's not getting hot enough for this spot. Oh. Okay. Alright, one more side to just ensure the solder joints are good. I might even reflow this thing, honestly. Yeah, I think I might do that. Clean all this goop I'm putting on the board, all this flux. Solid price to pay, in my opinion. Make sure I'm in frame. My bad. Sorry about that, y'all. It's just these two ground planes are huge. So let me put hot air to this thing again. And then we're gonna see what we get. Then we're gonna have to reapply thermal compound. Get this thing ready for testing. Where are we at? Oh, we're over here. There we are. Zoom out. We don't need to be this zoomed in for this part. There we go. Let's do it. From the darkest of sides, and I brought cookies. It's dark side. Obi-Juan. Hello, Juan. How are you doing, sir? And I'm glad you brought cookies. As long as they're not oatmeal raisin, you can stay. But I think we agreed on that front. I think we're united on that battlefront. It's Obi-Juan. Solder joints getting nice and shiny. Alright, that should be good enough. I'm good, and yourself? Doing well, sir. I mentioned earlier I had Batman neck terribly earlier. I couldn't even turn, but thanks to some ibuprofen, your boy back in the game. Because I was like, man, I don't know if I'm going to stream. This junk hurts too much. This is the worst my neck has ever hurt. But shout out to modern medicine, I suppose. The anti-inflammatory put in work. Alright, let's get this board cleaned up, and then we're going to get ready for some testing. And then we have that eFoil to work on, which is like the brains of an eFoil, which is like basically an electric surfboard. That's going to be cool to work on. The customer, I've been working closely with him, and he was able to source a donor unit. So that's going to help with the repair process. I'm really hoping to get that thing in a workable state for him, man. He's been a great customer. Dang, that's pretty good if I do say so myself. Let's go to the overhead cam, because it's going to be a lot of movement. It's a little disorienting from that close of a distance. You know what? I have another unit just like this that I think has the same issue. just pay attention to the parts I'm putting down. You order something expecting them to send the right part, but you know what, man, it can happen. The world ain't perfect. It's like it's so easy to grab a wrong box because I know they pre-package it at Amazon and then just flip it for drop shipping purposes. Yo, why you gotta call out my socks like that, man? Come on, man. Why you gotta do me like that, yo? This man calling out my whole life, yo. He's calling out. He's putting my honor on the line. Hey, I'll have you know today is Wacky Sock Wednesday, so don't be disrespecting my Jeff the Shark socks, okay? You know, I had to put the leg up on that one. Man, it sucks not having my voice all the way. I lost it at a pool party or pool gathering. Alright, let me get this thermal compound. But the socks they're A1 today, sir. I think they're WAN approved socks. This man doesn't have to call out my whole lineage. Man, laryngitis. Alright. Oh damn, them socks fire. That's right. That's right. Put some respect on my socks name. You know what I'm saying? Got the Jeff the Shark socks. Alright, let's get this. Get the thermal compound off of this bad boy. Yeah, I actually have a pretty solid sock collection. I think in my community Discord, I might do a thing where like every Wednesday, post like your wacky socks. And of course, I know how humans are, so I'm probably gonna have to make like a 18 plus version of it these days. I know people got some wacky socks out there. I think that would be cool. A way to like interact with the community outside of just the streams. Yeah, because I've been working on a Discord. I've been working on a website in the background too to help with onboarding new customers. Because right now it's all manual entry and it's to the point where it was cool when I was very small and unknown in the area. But now that like I guess people are catching wind of me, it's a bit much. So it's a good problem to have, but now I just need to find a solution. That's what you do as an engineer, man. It's all about just finding a solution. Don't be complaining. Nobody got time for that. Find a solution. If someone doesn't respond on the chat, is that considered Leoxitis? Yo, Juan is killing it today, man. He's a top tier comedian today. That's a good one. I mean, honestly, we could call it that. Hey, I'm just being ahead of the curve, Electric. 18 plus, I don't know, man. I feel like modern in society, there's probably some socks I should be worried about. Just like there's certain bars of soap I'll be worried about if someone had it, you know what I mean? No judgment, but I'm gonna look at you a little different. No judgment though. Like, do you? It's your money. Spend it however you want, but I'm just thinking ahead. I'm gonna have to pay a moderator. Just don't drop the soap. Wow, pause. that's pause. That's a pause-worthy offense. I had a phone call. Sorry, what I miss? Oh, Russ, you missed it all, man. You missed it all. You missed the 18 plus socks, bro. Nah, all it was is Juan was calling out was trying to do a sock check on your boy, because last time I streamed, brand new socks already had holes in them. Now granted, they were a size too small, but for those ankle socks, those like no-show socks, it's kind of nice to have them a little bit smaller. It's just you run the risk of them not holding up. So all right, let's go ahead and put the heatsink back down, and I'm actually looking forward to testing this. I think we got it. Now that I realize that the wrong part was on the board, and it's because I didn't verify the part. I ordered the part from Bezos.com, and it wasn't the right part. Bezos.com had me believing that I was falling off, man. I appreciate that. Like if I'm gonna take an L, at least make it be a real one. You know what I mean? They got me. They duped me. But ultimately, it's my fault. I should have double checked the part. Anywho, moving on. Oh yeah, that's from My Wife and Kids. I don't know if anybody remembers that show with Damon Wayans and Tisha Campbell. There's that young like genius character they added later on in the show called Franklin, and that's what he would always say when something was awkward. He would go, "Anywho." I forgot about that until just now because I said it. This thing was giving me grief last time. It's not hooking. Oh, there we go. Cool. Get the box side on. Man, I'm feeling real good about that. Like, I mean, yeah, the part was wrong, but now that it's corrected, I'm feeling pretty confident that it's gonna work. I missed what we're working on. PlayStation, Xbox One X. We're working on an Xbox One X today. It's a very common issue with these consoles where you'll no longer get video output even though the HDMI port is completely intact. Very common, like quick Google search and you'll know in a matter of seconds. But ultimately what the issue ends up being is that HDMI retimer IC, the reason you need a timer IC for this Xbox, because that part is not on like the new Xboxes, or no, actually it is, I believe. But essentially, I think it was used as a way to synchronize, because this had two HDMI ports. One was an input and an output. And basically, I think the component was needed because of those two circuits, those two HDMI circuits, to try to sync things up and give them control of, give the Xbox control over what input's coming in, and then it can switch it, between watching TV or inputting from your TV and you watching that through the Xbox. I think that's how they were able to achieve that. Man, I really hope no one gets used to my voice sounding like this, because hopefully it comes back soon. Oh my gosh, I said soon and my voice basically just went away. Jeez. Laryngitis at its finest. But don't go missing, because that'll be Leongitis. Coined by Mr. Juan. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Our only hope. Alright, let's get the rest of the needed components installed. It's always a pain installing this stinking power supply. With the fan assembly, because the power cable runs through the fan assembly. So it can just make it a little more tedious. No big deal though. Alright, let's clean off the fan blades. Let's give it a good air massage. Alright, get some of that dust out. Wait, finish is there. It's just there, okay. Excuse me.
It's always a pain trying to get this thing in after you put the fan assembly down. Forgot how I did it last time. I think I screwed it in so it would hold and I wouldn't have to worry about it anymore. Yeah, I think that's what I ended up doing. Yeah, let me go ahead and screw this thing in. There's these two screws right here. I'm gonna screw in the connector. Then let that hold it in place. Let's get a bigger bit. Wait. Is this the next size up? Okay. Xbox One X. That was apparently previously worked on because I saw warranty void stickers, but they weren't OEM. So that tells me this console was worked on before. Okay, nice. Nice and snug. Oh man, I'm excited. I'm so excited to turn this thing on. I want this thing to work. This thing had me losing my marbles for a second. Alright, power supply is in. Power cable is routed. Oh, let me get the hard drive in. And I might as well just do the disk drive while I'm at it. Let's get one screw so I don't have to worry about this thing dislodging itself or getting in my way. Hey, he's alive. Let's go. Sorry, Kupauku, for life, man. Yeah, I was out of town for a family function this weekend. Man, I found a Cyrix CPU. Wait, hold up. That sounds vaguely vaguely familiar. Let me look that up real quick. Sorry. Cyprix or Cyrix CPU. Holy moly. That came out like 92. Wow, that's pretty cool. I wonder where it was used, or is it just like a general purpose CPU? Oh, okay, so it's like along the Pentium class of processors. That's pretty cool, man. That's awesome. Good find, dude. Russ said, do you got any repair horror stories? Like, what's the worst repair you walked into? Boy, let me tell you, Russ. It was a PS5, which is what threw me off the most, because a PS5 is a modern console. I did this repair back in, I think, 2023. It was like in the first few months of me opening up like my business officially. And the repair guy, it was like working through two different people, which is annoying. I usually like to have one point of contact, and particularly because of that situation, it makes me enforce that a little harder these days. But essentially, and they both had the same name too, which was a little frustrating. Like, you can't make this up. I think they were both named John. And one John was protective of the other John, because so one of the Johns, the John that owned the PS5, okay, he was apparently like disabled, and this was like his means of activity was playing online. Like that's all he was basically able to do. And he I wasn't really communicating with him. I was communicating with another guy named John who was friends with the guy who was disabled. Now, I don't care if you're disabled. I don't bully nobody. I don't judge nobody. I don't care. As long as you're good people, you're good people. Well, I told them like, oh, it's gonna take me a week to try to figure out the issue because it wasn't a straightforward issue. It was the PS5. It was a PS5. It would turn on and turn back off, right? And that could be a whole host of things, from bad MOSFETs, bad MOSFET. It can be, what's that called? A shorted capacitor, things like that. And I'm like, okay, yeah, no problem. You told me the issue. Give me time to figure it out, and I'll get back to you. Well, because this guy was like, this was his only thing that he could do, he was extremely pushy. Like Russ, extremely pushy. Like he was messaging me every day. And I tell customers, feel free to contact me. Like I don't mind that. Like I want you to feel comfortable with me having your equipment. As best as I can, I'll respond to you. But he called me and I couldn't answer. And he calls me again, and I'm at my day job. I'm like, yo, dude, chill. Now you're starting to get under my skin. You're starting to annoy me. And now when I get to that point, I try not to, lash out in any kind of way or, treat the customer badly. But I'm basically trying to put them in their place. Like, yo, relax, man. Like, how do you think this thing works? Like, it's not magic. It takes time. So anyway, story time. Let me grab the popcorn. Oh yeah, this is one for the books. This is one I wish I could clip, or maybe someone could clip it for me. But essentially, it got to the point where not only was the guy the guy named John who didn't own the PS5, but he was friends with the guy who was disabled, and he was blowing me up. Like, blowing me up. Pause. Like, he kept messaging me, and then it got to a point where he was like, I just messaged him. I said, look, man, if you feel like I'm not working fast enough for you, I'll reassemble your PS5. You can just pay my fee and you can go about your business, no problem. Like, you can take it somewhere else. Like, I'm not dealing with that, period. I'm just not. So anyway, moving on. Hold on, let me double check that these are the correct screws for that board. Excuse me. So I was like, anyway, no problem. He's like, no, sorry, don't mean to be too pushy. Like, he backed off a little bit after I checked him. I hate to have to do it or say it like that, but sometimes you got to do that with certain people. So I'm like, okay, no problem. So I get to finally working on his console, right? Because he's not my only customer. And Russ. I opened this thing up. This is a modern console that came out in 2020. We're in 2023. I opened that thing up. It's full of roaches. Like, roaches everywhere. Like, roach legs, roach antennas, antlers, claws, fangs, things I didn't even know roaches had. It was in there, alright? And the thing stinks because when roaches die and they're decaying inside of a console, it causes it to smell terrible, right? So I'm like, okay, that's what's good in the hood, huh? All right. What the heliante? Yeah, what the hell is right? So I'm like, okay. So MVPs of that repair was a can of like Raid that I had and a hand vacuum. I'm talking every little nook and cranny. I'm vacuuming up roach parts and I'm spraying it down. Oh yeah, Russ. I know. Once you know the smell, you can't unknow the smell. That's how bad it is. So anyway, I get to working on it. I'm checking different components because essentially it turn on, turn back off. I'm like, okay, whatever. And when I'm looking at the board, the section where a bunch of roaches were was near the Wi-Fi module, Wi-Fi Bluetooth module of the PS5. I'm like, okay, interesting. And I know, and here's something to note, guys. Just like how when you're driving, if you live in like, South Florida or whatever, or like, the south of the U.S., we get love bugs. And love bug blood is very acidic. That's why they tell you to wash it off relatively quickly after you go through like a stampede of them and just blast them. Well, roach blood is the same way. It's very acidic. It's almost like battery acid, right? So what ended up happening, you know what, let me switch the camera view. What ended up happening is the roach blood's acidity corroded a component. It corroded the capacitor. So not only did I have to clean all the roach blood, like bits and parts and partitions, I had to troubleshoot the board with roach parts everywhere. And what ended up ultimately causing the problem was the fact that there was dead roaches in this PS5. That's what caused the problem. Dead roaches. And their blood was so acidic it shorted a capacitor. Now, thankfully, I'm very proud of myself for that one because I stuck through that repair. As annoying as the customer was, as disgusting as that situation was, I went through. And I feel bad if they ever watch this in the future, but I'm just keeping it real. Sorry. Maybe I should have used pseudonym names. But it is what it is. And yeah, like I was able to replace that exact capacitor. I figured out what value it was thanks to the internet, and I replaced it, and boom, started working just like that. So I'm proud of myself for fixing it and sticking through it, but that junk was disgusting. And because of that repair, I charge a stinking, if your console's bug infested, it's an extra $30 just for me to take a look at it. Yeah, see, I didn't charge a biohazard fee before that, but you live and you learn. Ever since that repair, if I even see one roach in a console, I'm charging extra. I'm charging extra. Because it's ridiculous. One, it adds more work, and two, it's disgusting, man. And like, let's say one's alive and in your house. No, man, that's not cool. Bro, that's growth. Hey, man. Hey, man, I was proud of myself. Let's just say that. Your boy was proud of himself. I had a Wii that has a tampon stuff inside the... Hey, yo, that's foul. That's a yikes, bro. What the heck? And that blows my mind, because I'm like, how does... Okay, now granted, the guy who didn't own the PS5 did tell me that the guy's place was pretty bad, and it's because he's disabled. He can't really get up and clean, but yikes, my G. What about fly? Does price vary from insects? Yeah, it's more if they fly. Yes, it's more if they fly. And that's why I'm so glad. And that was before I was streaming, so I think the only place that it's logged is on my Instagram in my highlights, because I used to just do story posts a lot. I didn't really have a post of that. No, I made a post of that. But the roaches and highlighting the amount of roaches, I didn't want to put that on blast in a post, but it is in my story. So if you ever want to watch it, go to my Instagram, WolfPackElectronics, and go to, I think it's under PS5 repairs or PS5 fixes is the name of the highlight. And if you keep going, because there's a lot in there, because I post like every time I fix something in there, or all my story posts related to a topic. And if you keep going, eventually you'll get to some of the posts. I made a skit out of it. I ended up using the song from Joe's Apartment. And if you don't know what Joe's Apartment is, it's a movie about a guy who lives in an apartment with sentient roaches. And they basically have to like cohabitate. It's freaking hilarious. But if you don't like roaches, don't watch it. But the pack. Yeah, Wolfpack. That's just, yeah. Nah. Never again, bro. At least not for a normal rate. You're gonna pay for being nasty or not cleaning your place up. Sorry. No judgment. I'm not judging people. I get it. Life's hard. Cleaning can be hard, I guess. We may not be able to afford someone to clean it for us, but nah. Have you ever had a rude enough customer where you didn't finish the repair? That's a good one. Absolutely. Actually, no. I think the way I approach my customers and the way I'm like pretty straightforward, I don't really have rude customers. I think that situation was probably the most pushy customer. Another archetype of customer is like a mom, because their kid is bugging, like asking them 24/7, oh, where is it? Where's my Switch? Where's my Switch? Where's my PS5? And then the mom ends up asking me a bunch of times, like, oh, where is it? How's it going? What's an update? That's about as much of rude. But I haven't had something where I never finished a repair.
Oh, my mic's going in and out? Uh-oh.
Sorry about that. I'm not entirely sure why it's happening. Battery life is good on it. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Is it better or worse? On Twitch it isn't. Okay. I wonder if it's just a quality issue on the YouTube side. I do have my bitrate set to accommodate for that, but sorry about that one. Yeah, it's better now. Okay, maybe it was just too far from my mouth or something. Yeah, I know at some point in the future I want to get a better mic. But anyway, that was the story. You can thank Russ for that story. I hope you guys had popcorn, but yeah. Okay, it's better now. Okay. Hope you guys didn't miss too much of the good details. But okay, back to looking up the where the screws are. Probably a roach in the mic. Yo, Juan, you're savage, bro. Yo, Juan is a menace, man. Yo, I can't even laugh in peace. My laryngitis, bro. My voice is gone. And by the way, I found out today, laryngitis just means like a sore throat, basically, where your vocal cords, like you lose your voice. That's just the official name for it. So now I'm saying it all the time because why not? All right, Xbox One X, tear down, and then let me see. So that way I know I'm putting the screws back where they belong. I could probably just test it though, like right now. But let me just double check. Guys, excuse me. Oh, see, it is like I thought. It's the two brass screws. Wait, okay. Okay, that's just all I wanted to confirm. Okay, let's move on. Onward. Let's do the thing. Let's do the thing. But yeah, Russ, that was a good question. Thank you. Made me go into a story time mode. I like that. I appreciate that. Thank you. That junk got me hyped because that whole situation had me tight. That's why. It's like, it's one thing to ask for updates, but it's another thing to annoy the heck out of me, man. It makes me just want to be like, look, man, you fix it. Leave me alone. And now, granted, is that the right mindset to have? Probably not, but is it going to happen? Yeah, absolutely. Why? Because I'm human, and I get upset just like everybody else. Sounds like PTSD. That's funny. A little bit. It was traumatic, man. I was like paranoid of my house for a little bit after that junk. But I'm still proud that we was able to get it fixed. Because I troubleshot it down to the exact cap. Like the first cap I removed, it removed the short. I was so proud of that. Because sometimes you have to go, you take a cap off, see if the short goes away. But it was the very first cap that I went to go take off to see if the short went away, and that was the one. Okay. What's your favorite soldering iron? Oh, like brand? Honestly, one of my... Oh, my bad, guys. I wasn't back to the overhead can. Let me do that now so I don't forget. Excuse me. My favorite soldering iron that I've used is one that we have at work. It's pretty expensive. It's like $1,500. Maybe I can work my way up to getting one of those. But it's essentially like this style of soldering iron, like the nano. So like for your very fine pitch things. But it's made by a company from Brazil called JBC. They make some of the best equipment out there. They have like battery powered soldering irons. They have some really cool stuff. It would be so cool to be sponsored by them. What? That'd be sick. But, baby steps, baby steps. Let me not get ahead of myself. Excuse me. There's 3 T18, T8 front board screws. Okay, that's where these go then. Excuse me. Yeah, but you gotta understand, not everybody's your customer. It's all right to push back a little bit. Yeah, yeah, that whole customer is always right, Jung. I don't believe in that. Not in this industry. Maybe in the food industry that slides and service, like, you know, hotels and whatnot, but not for me. I wasn't raised that way, man. You treat people with respect, or you can get the heck on, man. Yeah, in the culture I was raised in, it's like respect comes before love. It's like you don't get love until you give some respect, then you get some love. Is that right? I couldn't tell you, but it's what I know. But I'm adjusting. I'm not all that way. I'm not as hard pressed on that, but I don't believe the customer is always right, because I think if people will find a way to take advantage of a situation, they will. I mean, humans are similar to electrons, right? We try to take the path of least resistance sometimes. Because sometimes, you know, feel like we perceive it as getting a win finally, you know. There's all kinds of rhyme or reason, but whatever. That's all. And I'm a very nice, mild dude, or a good, mild dude, for the most part. Like, I don't really have problems with anybody. But, yeah, just don't try, I guess. Don't be, yeah. Anywho, that's all. Oh, sorry. Damn, that's deep. Humans are like electrons. I like that. Yeah, man. That's funny. That's the first time you heard that. Yeah, I say that all the time. Just like electrons, we take the path of least resistance, man. Humans, if given the choice, will usually pick what's easy. And you can't even be mad at them, you know? Did you get laryngitis from imitating the kid who tried to become Super Saiyan on YouTube? Go on, man. You about to make my voice stay out. That was a good one. Nah, I was at a pool party, like a gathering with family, and that's where I've been, by the way. And it was for a family event. And we were in the pool playing like pool volleyball. Like we had a net and everything available to us. That was really fun. And I can get competitive apparently when it comes to pool volleyball and have my pop-offs and all that stuff. So it was good. It was a good time. Definitely looking forward with hanging with that side of the family again. My bad, my guy. No, you're good, dude. I say that all in good fun. Shoot, it's not your fault. I'm gonna tell that to my wife. Yeah, that's right. WolfPackElectronics dropping bombs out here. Life nuggets. Quotable nuggets. I'm glad you like it, man. It's just true. I think that's why it hits so well. Alright, I think we have this assembled enough for us to test, so I'm going to switch over to the far away cam, the test bench cam, and let's give this thing a try. Let's see if that was it. Literally wrongcomponent.com. Yeah, that should be a website, like a spoof website where all they sell you is wrong components. Like that's the shtick. Like you order a component and it's gonna be wrong. Oh well, I can't really test it if I don't have the dang power button. Oopsies. Power button is stuck to the upper chassis. This guy. Wait, is this the lower chassis? No, it's the upper chassis. Yeah, it's the lower chassis. Okay. I'm gonna tell that. Yeah, that would help. I agree. You know what, Juan? I agree with you, man. You are absolutely right. It's an x86 based TV box or something. Oh, I mean, technically, yes. That's what an Xbox is. I mean, Microsoft, when they were entering the video game space, they were like, why don't we just make a computer? So like working on the original Xbox is literally like working on a PC because it they didn't think of making things like, console specific. It was literally PC component parts. Like it's so cool that that was the rationale that Microsoft had back then when making the Xbox. I think that's a cool piece of like gaming knowledge or history. Oh, I didn't recognize. Well, yeah, when it doesn't have the nice pretty plastics on it, it's a little tougher to recognize. So I understand that. All right, let me make sure I have the ribbon cable seated far enough to actually make a connection. Let's see how we looking. Then I found it had Beats by Dr. Pepper instead of Dre. Yo, Juan, man, you're funny, dude. You're funny as heck. Uh-oh. Did I get this thing stuck? Let me see if I can finesse this. Come down like this. Okay. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and do this thing. Let's see, what camera view are we on? The far away view? Okay. My bad, I didn't switch to overhead. Man, I'm a little off. Maybe that ibuprofen slowing me down, but I needed it. Oh. Your boy was a little clapped with the pain I had earlier. Alright, HDMI cable. Let's plug that in. Alright, HDMI cable is in. Alright, let's turn it on. Alright, we got the power light coming on. Let's see if that was it. Let's go, baby. That's a good sign. Let's freaking go. Let's go. Wrong part, you bastards. Let's freaking go. Alright, I'm gonna send a pic. Send a picture to the customer. I do want to see it get to the home screen. I see it kind of going through its boot process. Let's go, baby. Let's go. We have picture. That's right. That's right. Meme review. Did the ibuprofen told you it was a good decision to wear a button up with basketball shorts looks? Hey man, I'm professional from the waist up, man. I don't know what to say. It's all business from the waist up. It's all fun from the waist down. With colorful shark socks. Now, granted, this is part of my fit that I wore to work. The only difference is the basketball shorts were blue jeans. Okay, all right. Let me get a controller tied to this thing, and then I can just go through some of the boot process, and then I'm going to fully assemble it. Oh yeah, this is an older console. It doesn't have USB-C ports. Nope, that's not gonna work. Dang, I don't have like a USB-A to C. Oh yeah, I do right here. I was about to say, man, I just used one. I know she's gonna be so happy. Let's see. I don't know if the Xbox One can recognize this controller. Oh, it can. Alright, cool. I was hoping it would, but it does, because it's an Xbox Series controller, but I figured it would. Oh, that's so cool. Dang, this is sick. I'm so glad it ended up working. I can't wait to get a picture to her. I know she's gonna be so happy, because this took, like, after my first attempt, I was like, I don't know. I was like, there's still like one or two more things I want to try, but typically after something like that, it should just work. Now, right now it's in 480p because I did the button combination to, you know what? Let me just roll my chair over here. I did the button combination to essentially reset the resolution. So right now I just want to go through like 1080p. I think the the Xbox One X can output in 4K, I believe, at 4K 60. Okay, so nice. 1080p is working just fine. Let me do a network check just to see if it can detect networks. Oh, this is so cool, finally. It's the dang IC was wrong, man. Because I'm like, bro, I soldered that junk well. Not trying to toot my own horn, but dang. I was like, why is it not working? And so I double checked and boom, that was it. Alright, let's get this thing fully assembled. Alright, let's get this thing to fully shut off. Okay, nice. Modern consoles, you gotta like hold the power button to get it to fully shut off. Stay Met Gala ready. My outfits are more Met Gala. Met Gala Gala Island. This guy, yo. Juan's the type of dude I'm like, yeah, I could hang with him. That'd be funny. Go get some brewskis, some cerveza. Alright. Dang, I'm happy about this one. Because I was like, dang, I hate to say I can't fix it. When, like, it was totally, the scenario was right. Granted, I did not know that this thing was worked on previously. I do prefer for customers to let me know if someone else has worked on something, but that's okay. We got it, though. That's all that matters in the end. We knocked it out. Alright, let's go to the overhead camera. Let me see about... Jeez, it's already 9:16. Holy moly. Hold on one second, peoples. Hold on, Wolfpack, hold on. I'm just lowering the AC. Got a little warm in here. Excuse me. Juan said, how does it work if you can't fix it? Does it warrant a 1-star review? Does it warrant a 1-star review on you or something? Well, okay, I don't know why this app is deciding not to work. That's annoying. But no, if I can't fix something, or if something gets to the point where it's not financially responsible to keep working on because the cost of the labor is going to exceed the replacement cost, it's kind of like, I kind of do my pricing model similar to like how cars get totaled. Like if the cost of repairs is more than what the car is worth, like just call it a total loss, right? In fact, I might even use that terminology so it's more readily like understood by the customers. But I haven't had something where I couldn't fix it and the customer was so upset with me. There's one PS5 I couldn't fix, but I ended up asking the customer if they'd be willing to sell it to me for parts. and I bought it. I purchased it from them, and basically I deducted my bench fee, which is, a nominal fee just to account for like me taking an hour or two trying to troubleshoot the issue or trying certain things. Um, and yeah, I haven't had I don't know. The customers I've had have been pretty reasonable, so I'm really thankful about that. Um, do you offer warranty on the repair? Yes, I offer a 45-day warranty on all my repairs. Honestly, I've been debating like increasing that, but for now, because of the size of my workforce, aka one guy, like it's just not, I can't really have something come back a few years from now or months from now, and I'm just like, yeah, it just doesn't really work out for me. Maybe if I had more people. Is replacing an Xbox Series X HDMI port really costs around $200? Just wanting to know a true cost of something to that degree. So an Xbox Series X, the reason why they charge more for that HDMI port replacement is because it is a bit more challenging versus a PS5, because it's a thicker board, so there's more copper to deal with, and that could be a pain, or harder, and there's more for something to go wrong on that particular console. Should it cost 200 bucks? I mean, I don't charge that much, but I understand why some people do. And I know it's because, well, they're thinking, well, it's still cheaper than the replacement cost of the unit. And I get that. And I mean, at the end of the day, value is just what someone's willing to pay for something. And if someone's willing to pay that, I mean, they're going to charge it. Because honestly, when it comes down to like this business, a lot of the price is in labor. It's not in components. Like, I don't know if you guys ever looked up the cost of like some of those components. They're not crazy expensive, but the labor is what costs. And now some people can say you're paying for my knowledge, you're paying for my expertise, you're paying for how much time it took me to get this good, like people rationalize it however they want, but honestly, an HDMI port for an Xbox Series X is like $4 to $5. If you get it from like a good distributor, from Amazon, you'll probably pay. No, they're more like $7 because they have a lot of metal casing on it. So the part itself is less than 10 bucks. But the rest is, someone's disassembling the console, reassembling the console, testing it, and there's stuff that can go wrong. So I think the market charges for an Xbox Series X probably between, maybe on the low end 160, 170 to about 200, 225. I can see that range. And there's going to be a lot of range in this industry because of stuff like that. Me personally, I don't charge that much, but I do know I'm new in the business, and it is just a strategy of mine. At every year anniversary of my business, not every year, it's gonna stop at some point, but I'm slowly working my way to market price, and I'm doing that on purpose because I don't have a storefront, so I can pass on those savings to customers. Yo, Juan, man, I know. I bet you just wanted a yes or no. Hey man, you got me going. Plus, this is a Twitch stream. I gotta talk. That's how I keep you guys engaged. I know you're joking, man. I appreciate your jokes, dude. He sounded like my dad. Like, dang, man, I didn't eat all that. Just answer my question. Dang. That's funny. Alright, it's a long one. Long one, there's a short one. Sheesh. Once 20 sec, man. Excuse me. Okay. So it's that side. I think I need to, yeah, I think I need to remove. Actually, hold on, I gotta remove these screws. I just want to double check the other side to make sure there's no screws that are missing. You're funny. Hey, it's Gene. Welcome, man. I mean, bulletproof. Sorry. I gotta remember to do that. My bad. It's like when you meet people, I like to know people's names, but I gotta remember to keep using aliases when, you know, can't be doxing people, even if it's just their name. So, I don't know when you tuned in, but we finally got this Xbox One X fixed. So come to find out, Trust but Verify is a real thing, and I trusted that the component was the right component that, you know, I ordered, and it wasn't. So I went and I go double check the component that's on the board, and it's a completely different part number. Rookie mistake, kind of rookie mistake, but not really. I trusted the vendor, I shouldn't have. So I had the other part, the correct part in stock, so I just swapped in the correct part, and boom. Just like I thought it should have, it booted right up. Yeah, it happens, yeah. Okay, yeah. See, it is like I thought. There are a couple of screws on this side. A shorter and a longer one. The longer one goes to the right here. Just stopping by. Appreciate it, man. Always nice to have you here. Didn't see you at the spot earlier. I was there just grabbing food on my way home. This thing's super tight. Excuse me. Got link. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Oh, jeez. Sides. He's pressed against my back now, actually. Wow. Treating him like Kazooie, huh? Guess that makes you Banjo. Banjo-proof 361. Alright, I think that is all that. Let's go get this back on. Let's see, what is one saying? What if you're done fixing a product, but you get a customer like Leo, for example, and it's just an example, Leo. Do you hold on to the product, or what is the hold time for it? So I have it in my policy that, like, if you leave a product with me after a certain amount of time, I charge like a storage fee. But essentially, I mean, and then after a certain point after that, the product becomes, especially if we put time into it, it becomes liable to get sold. This is kind of standard practice in the industry, in the electronic repair industry. And the reason we sell it is to recuperate the cost of, like, the labor cost of working on it and the cost of components. So if a customer doesn't pick up their stuff, it's kind of standard practice these days. That's not fair to us, right? We spent time working on your thing and then you don't come pick it up. It's like, bro, now I know I'm not getting no money. I'm not gonna be compensated for my time. And it really sucks when you start getting more customers. Because then you have customers who are like waiting or like further down in the queue and you didn't get to them because you were trying to work in an orderly fashion. And then the person just is like, nope, I decided I don't need it anymore, so sucks to suck. And it's like, really, man? Like it took you this long to figure that out? Notice how I kept that response shorter. No, I'm messing. Alright, why are you fighting me? Why don't you just wanna go in? Orientation is correct. Let's see. There we are. Get this thing installed again. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's right. See, I adapt. I give the viewers what they want. Good save. Alright, nice. Alright, let's get the top portion back on. Oh, wait, no, not yet. We have more screws. We have the long chassis screws. I think I'm gonna switch up the playlist here. See, so we got fantasy. It was Prime that I liked. Some more lo-fi type music, yeah. There we go. I like this one. Alright, just dropped in to say hi. Keep kicking butt. Thank you. Thank you, Gene. Alright, bulletproof. Dang it. My bad. See, I do the same thing with my family. But, see you, Gene. I mean, bulletproof. Dang it. Appreciate it. Gene once said my policy would have been, come get your shiitake mushrooms or your system becomes free to me. I'm sensing some Super Mario vibes in that one. Also, I'm looking forward to getting a camera here so that you guys can see, like, I can just look at you guys from here instead of having to look to the left. Can't wait. Looking forward to that. Just probably gonna use another Logitech cam. All right. Oh, this piece broke off. The plastic here. Forgot about that. And that's one of the mounting holes, of course. Okay. Let's go ahead and... What hot air station are you rocking with? I use the eFoil 948. Favorite Mario game, Go? Ooh. Are you saying, if you're talking just Mario game ever? If you're talking like platformers? Probably something in the Mario and the Luigi series, like the first two games. After that, it got kind of whack. I mean, Super Mario Galaxy was a good experience for me. That was a really good game. Yeah, so if I had to like say it real quick, I would say those two. Okay, so it tells me the PEMDAS was not followed. I'm putting this back in. Sunshine? I remember playing it as a kid and it being cool, but it's not one of my favorites. It's not a Mario game that like I would go back to personally. Is that your favorite one? Sunshine? Little Rico Harbor and Noki Bay for you? Yeah, absolutely. Wow, really? Sunshine, huh? Yeah, no, Sunshine is not like my favorite. Wow. You know, I do need to go back and try to like replay that game. It's like Skippy Peanut Butter, whereas Mario Galaxy just peanut butter is to you. I see. That's funny. Man, why am I like fighting this thing? I feel like this should be pretty straightforward. Like, you just put it on and slide it. Pause. Oh, is that what it is? Is it like completely slide? You can't just like try and push one there. Let me see. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold on, I gotta use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back, everyone. Sorry for that. That abrupt. Gotta go. BRB. One moment. Okay, I'm back. Not that anyone asked, but Super Mario Sunshine is the best. Okay. Huh. Really? I know Super Mario Sunshine, some people like it because of the amount of challenge in the game. It was definitely not one of the easier ones. Especially like the last mission or whatever, like Corona Mountain. Okay, why am I fighting this thing? This it should not be that difficult. What the heck is going on? Pretty sure it's like one side hooks in. Okay. Power supply side is to the left. Wait, what? That man just cut the cheese live on the chat? What do you mean? Said them hands look mighty dry. Come on, don't tell you're one of those. Oh my gosh, they're dry because I washed them. Now, I always wash my hands. It actually, like, I don't know what to call it, but it makes like a signal go off in my head. And the more I don't wash my hands, it's like the signal gets louder and louder. Now I have to wash my hands. I'm the guy that I won't let someone touch my Nintendo Switch until they wash their hands. I'm that guy. Because I don't like greasy thumbsticks on my console. Okay, hold on. It's called PTSD from the roaches. Same here, yeah. It was pretty bad, guys. Like, that junk turned me into a savage. I had to become one. Okay, finally. Got this thing on properly. From that side. Oh boy, I probably just dislodged it. Finally! Jeez. Like, all that fighting was unnecessary with this thing. It sucks that that one screw hole broke off, but I think it broke off prior. Alright, thankfully one screw is still intact. Let me get this one in. What if they sneeze and was holding your Switch? What would you do? Give them a pass because their hands were occupied? Nah. That's disgusting. I don't think there's any world where I'm okay. I'm not gonna be okay. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna have this doing like stress testing in the background. And then I'm gonna move on to something pretty cool, which is the other title of the stream, which is that eFoil. That electric surfboard, the brain for the electric surfboard. That's what we're gonna work on. Oh my gosh, that junk freaked me out. I didn't know the volume was that high. Oh, the customer's so happy. That's awesome. Happy I was able to fix it for her. Alright, so next we have the eFoil. What did they sneeze? Oh, I remember the Xbox One X Cyberpunk edition was such a great looking console. Yeah. Oh yeah, it was like grayish. Excuse me. I think I recall exactly the console you're talking about. I saw one at like my local pawn shop. I should have picked it up. That was a cool looking console. Oh no. Are you serious? Okay, it didn't go too far underneath. This component, that was the wrong part. I'm so salty. They sold me the wrong part. Anyway, it's here now. Let's put it back in the packaging, and I should put it in a different baggie, not the same baggie. Let me see if I have a little baguito somewhere. Do I have a little baggie? I don't. Okay, I do. Yeah, Xbox. It's crazy. Said the wrong part. And let's play the slaps. It had a secret message that glowed in the dark on the console. It blew my mind at the time. Something simple as that. Oh yeah, that's, you know, I think that's always a cool touch. Like the Halo Infinite Xbox Series X has that too. It has like a constellation on it. So if you shine a black light on the console, you'll see it. I love when companies do stuff like that. It's just, you know, I feel like that's not much, but it's like a little like appreciation to the customer. Like, you know what? Here, check this out. Here's something you can look at. All right, I need an Xbox Series game to use for testing, and I found one. Nice. Found an Xbox One game. That's what I meant. Xbox One. Found this copy of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite in the deluxe edition box with the steelbook. It's still in pretty good shape. I thought that was cool. So I picked it up. They were running their promotion that they do like every now and again. They'll run like a buy two get one free on used games, and that's when I usually like to scoop up some games. Alright, let's see about inserting a disc. Oh, it took that disc quite nicely. Nice. Wow, that could have been taken out of context, I realize. Oh, man. Alright, disk drive's working. I tested Wi-Fi earlier. Wireless controller connectivity is still good. And yes, that is a separate Wi-Fi component, like a separate wireless component for the wireless controller on the Xbox. Microsoft decided to use its own proprietary option. So that is something you need to test for. Alright, this drive is good. USB port is good. Yeah, everything's good. Wi-Fi is good. I think I can go ahead and say this one is good to go. Oh, I didn't know that about the Halo version? Oh yeah, it's pretty cool. It's the reason why I bought a UV flashlight. I wonder if there's a game I can run. That's pretty demanding. Getting your game ready, that's interesting. Alright, I'm gonna make some progress with this eFoil. Man, I have so many spudders and tweezers because of these kits. It's so many of them. And they're pretty good. Pretty good quality. Or in terms of accuracy, I guess. These little kits come with all these things. They end up being useful. Like I use these for these microfiber cloths for when I'm cleaning liquid metal. That's always nice to have them. And one of my pry tools broke, so it's nice to have a replacement. One of my iFixit pry tools broke. It's prying a little too hard, apparently. We got bits. Nice. Alright, back over to the overhead cam. Alright, now let's take a crack at the eFoil, the one that we got for parts. Let's see. So this is like the brain of an electric surfboard. Oh. Oh, good. Hold on 1 second. Yeah. Put the guys. Business Alliance. Cool. Wolfpack dad, respectfully tell your son no more button-up vacation shirt with ready to hoop shorts and the bright blue socks. I can't, man. I mean, it is Wacky Wednesday. Who would I be if I didn't enforce my own Wacky Wednesday, Juan? Okay, so they cut these connections. I mean, from what I remember, this thing was like turning on or something like that. I do like that it looks like no water breached through. Maybe if it'll take between this unit and the other unit I have, could probably make a working unit. I don't know how I'm gonna get that through. Oh, this one has like a 9-volt battery inside of it. You know, funny enough, I don't know if my dad's in here. Usually he lurks, but usually lets everybody know he's lurking. Second, messaging a customer. The customer of this wanted me to let him know. wacky the dang Wednesdays is borderline Animaniacs cartoon character, like with this outfit. You know what? Let me text my dad. Let me see where he's at. I haven't seen him in there. Haven't seen you in chat. Alright, let me get the ball rolling. So anyway, I'm pretty... Like, this find was a good find. I see light. I don't know exactly what light means. I know there's an app for this device. I wonder what failed. I wonder if it was just this I/O board. I kind of just want to replace this board. But the thing is these cables, they cut off the end of this guy. Because if this guy's turning on, like, I'm seeing blue light flash. Okay, it looks like it has two modes. Oh. Alright, let me just go ahead and disconnect this, because I don't want to put strain on it. Alright, so we have the top panel disconnected. He said, what the heck is that you're working on? Oh, I must have missed he said what it was. Oh yeah. You know what? Let me put it in the chat, kind of like a checkpoint. The lift eFoil. You know what? Let me show you one. Here, I'm going to share my screen. And I will show you. Screen share, lift eFoil. So I just want to show you guys what I'm working on. So it's basically an electric surfboard. It's like this device. It's pretty cool. Being, you know, in the Space Coast, we have plenty of beaches. I'm going to show you the exact product I'm working on. You see if it comes up. This guy right here. This goes within the unit, the Lift 3. So this is the device I'm working on. Yeah, and this reason alone right here, the cost of it would be well worth getting this thing repaired. Now the original one from the customer, I already took a stab at it, but there was a lot of salt water breached the unit, so there was a lot of corrosion. So he was able to find a donor unit for a reasonable price. And so now I'm basically gonna try to like get these two working. I've been data cable, I'm guessing that's what this is. But anyway, this is what I'm working on. It's basically the brains of the eFoil. Oh, they say it right here. It's the brains of the eFoil, which goes inside this unit right here. So, electric surfboard, pretty cool stuff. Oh, gotta go, just got home time for farm chores. Thanks for the stream. Catch you in the next one. Of course, Russ, man, it was a pleasure having you here, man. Enjoy those chores. It's like, man, you leave work to go work some more, man. That's what it's like owning a house or any type of property. But it was nice to have you here, Russ. See ya, man. It's because of you I got to tell my roach story. Oh, dang, wow, dang, bro, surf's up, bro. Yeah, man, I gotta stay true to what I say. My policy is if electrons flow through it, I'll work on it. So this is this unit. I can show you the one I worked on before, which is this unit here. Let me get this thing right. So this unit had a lot of corrosion
because of the salt water breaching it, you can get the corrosion frame. See all that rusting corrosion? Salt water don't play when it comes to corroding things, so ultimately. But see, the way they cut off this one connector piece, so I would have to desolder this, and that's a lot of thermal mass. I don't know if I can. I can make it work. Or I might swap this portion out. Basically, I have enough parts to be dangerous to get a working unit. I'm very confident in being able to get a working unit. I do like how clean this one is. I don't have an idea of why it failed. I know why this one failed. There's corrosion everywhere. This thing is not going to work. Once salt water breached it, it's unfortunate. So, essentially, if I wanted to get this unit working, the one not in my hands working, I would need to replace this connection. Okay. I think that's ultimately what I'm going to do, because this one's in very good shape. I'm not entirely sure why it failed. I might... Wait, where's the I/O port? There's like a red I/O board. Oh, I see it. Okay. Yeah, so this red I/O board, I'm thinking I'm going to swap it with the one I already worked on and replace components with. And see if we can get this one working. I am going to need to replace these cables, though. But this unit seems to be the unit in better shape. Is this a fuse? What is this supposed to be? Snap fit? Okay. But yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. He said, did you design this particular room to be a workroom, haven type of deal? Oh, you don't know the half. So this is like my office, game room, and cave setup wand. On this side of the room is my video game collection, but you can't see it at all. That's why I'm looking to get a camera. Once I get a monitor mounted here, because right now I'm using an iPad to view chat while I'm working. But I'm looking forward to getting a monitor there, which I already have one lined up. I just need to go pick it up, and I feel bad because I need to go pick it up from them. They've been holding it for me. And then I'm gonna get it mounted, and then get a camera mounted on that. And so that way I'll have more dynamic camera angles. So that way when I'm working at my workbench, I don't have my webcam here. It'll be here, so I can look at you guys while I'm working. It'll just make it a little more streamlined. But no, when I first did this room, I did make it to be an office. That's what this room technically is. But I didn't, like, this wasn't here. In fact, this whole workbench used to be where that TV was. Way back in the day. We're talking, you gotta look at some of my first ever, like, Google business page photos to see that. And yeah, over time I was like, you know what? If I really want to take this streaming thing seriously, I'm gonna have to move it closer to my PC. So I was like, alright, let me move the soldering setup here. So that's ultimately kind of what happened. I can't believe I'm still chewing that piece of gum. Wow. Alright, so what do I want to do? I will say this unit is in much better shape. I'm just curious as to what failed on it. Because all it says is no good.
I guess it's gonna be a bit of a process. I'm gonna have to swap this board. See if that improves functionality. I'm trying to see if there's anything bad on this red board. But this red board is pretty simple. Wait, now I know how I found your channel. I think it was on Retro Rick or something like that. I believe were you on one of those channels? I don't think I was on Retro Rick, but I was on GameCube Galaxy's channel. GameCube Galaxy, I'm included in his video that he did for completing his North American set of GameCube games, all 551. I had the last game he needed, so when he bought it from me, because he's a YouTuber, he wanted to make a video out of it. And he didn't realize that I had quite a video game collection, so we ended up doing like a video game tour type situation, which was pretty cool. I thought that was pretty cool. Man, my head. I might stream tomorrow, man. Cause I told the customer I was gonna work on this today. I'm taking a look at it, but my neck's starting to hurt again. I probably need to take another ibuprofen. Man, the seal is in good shape on this guy. What time is it? It's already 10. Yes, GameCube Galaxy, that's what it was. Wow, that's it. Yeah. That's cool that you found me that way. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you actually clicking the link in the description. Okay, so this you're meant to just be able to pop it out. Or not. Okay, it's like adhered to it. This thing will charge itself. Alright, let me do an inspection underneath the microscope, see if I can see anything. I knew I saw that video and was like, wow, he does repairs. I gotta go check his channel out. Wow, man, thanks. I appreciate that. I am a super gamer who does repairs. I was able to combine basically where I spend a lot of my time in my life together, which is video games and electronics. Very thankful for that. This board is in good shape. I think that whatever the issue was for this unit, it's probably on the power board down below. Which is going to be a bear to figure out. Well, let's have at the. Let me check fuses. I doubt that fuse is bad, but let me check it. Got that funk to it. Alright, that fuse is good. Yeah, I hate to be that guy, but I'm kind of getting beat, man. My head is hurting. You know what? I think I might do a special break the schedule type of moment and stream tomorrow. Electronics and gaming and tech are our corner store candy as an adult. Yeah, facts. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. Try to take it easy, and I will, instead of just not doing anything with it, I think I'm gonna stream tomorrow because the customer wanted to watch, so I'm gonna work on this tomorrow. Yeah, and he texted me back. He said he would have to catch the recording anyway, so you know what, I'm gonna work on that tomorrow. There is something I do want to take a look at today, though, just to take a look at it. So I've had this Nintendo Switch here that it's giving me issue. There's like no video output. This thing not charging. Okay, it's pulling 0.1 amps. Said, is your client a game store owner of some sort? There is. I have worked with like resellers and video game store owners. Great people. Definitely helped me out at the inception of my like outset of trying to do this. One thing I'm trying to find a sweet spot with is like sometimes it can be hard trying to get within the right profit margin with them. So I'm still trying to work out a model that works with video game stores, but maybe it's not viable potentially. I don't know. I'm still working on it. Alright, so this thing's only pulling 1 amps. Video game. Yeah, let me start working on opening this thing up. Looks like someone tried to open it up already. Is your client? Yes, but I have had clients that are video game store owners. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That thing launched. Tiny screws want to fly everywhere. You gotta be kidding me. The little screw that could. That boy said, I'm out of here. Alright, I'm sure it's on the floor now. I'll see you next stream. I'm gonna head out, brother. Alright, Max. Great to have you here, man. I'll catch you in the next one. I'm probably gonna stream tomorrow. Just a heads up. I don't normally stream on Thursdays, but I'm feeling like it's needed. Keep it a buck, Hondo. Did the GameCube video you did, you guys have to do retakes or reshoots? Oh, absolutely. I wish there was a bloopers for it. But all of it was freestyle. Like, I didn't have a script. He didn't have a script. So I think because of that, that's why we had to do more, like, retakes, I guess? Or, like, retry this section. Just so that we're conveying what we want to convey properly. But it was an absolute blast. That was my first time doing a video like that. And it was nice to work with Marcello of GameCube Galaxy. He's very experienced. He's been making videos for years now. Very good dude. But it was fun. It was so fun. You know, doing a video like that. It was super cool. And just for the record, I usually do keep it 100 or 1,000. Super fuck hundo. I don't be faking jacks, as me and my cousins say, which just means faking. But he added Jackson. I don't know where that came from, but my cousin Brian, man, every year I swear he comes up with new terms that my whole family ends up using. That dude's hilarious. There's nobody else on this planet I know that's like my cousin Brian. He is a unique breed. Super good dude, man. He said he didn't yell at you like Tom Cruise does behind the scenes on Christian Bale. Really? What movie did they work on together where Tom Cruise did that? I can't remember a movie where they were both together. I bet it was something popular too. I just can't remember. Plus, like, I'm nice. I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm a very nice guy, but I don't take no crap from nobody. I'm just being real. I'm just being real. I'm not trying to sound like this bad A dude. Like, I don't even choose to, like, I try to not use profanity and all that good stuff. But yeah, don't mess with me, man. Or my family for that matter. I'm a very protective dude. Like, family is big for me. That's part of the concept of the whole Wolfpack branding. It's like community and family. Not trying to sound like Vin Diesel or nothing, but family is important. Like, I remember growing up in elementary school back in the day, and people would have like a cousin in the same school as them, and they wouldn't like acknowledge them. I'm like, yo, what the heck is that? I was like, man, I wish me and my cousins went to the same school. You know how lit that would be? Yeah, why is it saying that? Don't tell me. Jin Diesel with the J for Jeff. That's funny. Oh yeah, definitely some liquid damage. Yeah, I can see corrosion on the inductor connector and on that IC. And I think that IC is responsible. School with y'all would have been fire. Yo, Stan, you ain't lying, man. We would have took over. Nice to have you here. I don't know when you stopped in. Alright, so here's this Nintendo Switch that the customer did let me know it had liquid damage. So from what we can see, the liquid damage indicator is soaked. Usually it's supposed to be polka dot, not all the way pink like this, and it is. And then we can see going forward, we can see some corrosion. And I think this BQ chip is what's responsible for video output. And there's plenty of corrosion on it. I wonder what they spilt. Okay, so we have, this is why, because it would turn on and works just fine. Like, that's what the customer told me. But then it won't show any picture. I'm just doing a visual inspection. Oh, here's the M92 chip. This chip is responsible for power delivery. Oh, my bad, my fat finger's blocking it. Yeah, this chip is responsible for charging, the charging circuit. Only time I almost got into a fight in school was when someone was trying to bully Brian. Oh yeah, easy, man. Like, we don't play about that family in my family. Oh no, there's more corrosion over here. I don't know if you guys see that. There's some corrosion right there. Okay, so I'm going to take this thing up. Oh really? That's how they did the memory chip? What version of the Switch is this? This is like a OG Switch, but this thing is like different. Like a different rev change, a hidden rev change. Dang, liquid damage is rough, man. That junk does some damage. Alright, don't need to take out the battery. You can just put that to the side. Alright, let me just get the motherboard extracted, and then from there I can look at what parts I think I need to order and get them on order, and also check for shorts. And then I'm gonna call it for the night. Probably ending around 11. So in the next 40 minutes. I think that's a good stream. We stream for about a little over 3 hours at that point. Then we're gonna go to work tomorrow and do it all again. Where's my red Sharpie? You know what? One time, yeah, I don't know what it is, but I know for a fact I couldn't just sit by and watch something happening to family or close friends without doing something. Something I've accepted within myself a long time ago. Well, no, not a long time ago, actually fairly recently. And that's why me nowadays, I just try not to put myself in situations where something could pop off or anything of that nature. Because if you know after a certain point you won't be able to control yourself, you just have to control. Like, you can control at what point before you can't lose control, if that makes sense. It's like the concept of you rise to your level of incompetence. I don't know if you guys ever heard that quote before. But everybody, it's also along the lines of the idea that people get what they deserve. Like, you reap what you sow. Kind of the same thing. So, that's how I feel about that. So I just stay awake. Let me just stay awake. Alright, 7. Okay, so let me get the heat pipe out of here. You know, the Switch is actually not a terrible console to work on, man. It's really not. Yeah, there's ribbon cable. I feel like it's a good beginner to intermediate console to work on, honestly. Kim White. Just put this down for now, and I'll deal with it later. What's good, Electro Sensei? Oh, I like that. That's kind of fire. I've never been called that before. Electro Sensei. That kind of slaps. What's up, Soul Man? Mr. Soul Man IT. Make any beats lately? Any beats you wanna? You know what? That would be cool. I'd be so down to like play your beats if you'd be okay with it. You know what I mean? I don't want to undercut you or anything, but if you're open to it, I'm down if you're down. I'm game if you're game. Because I am a huge enjoyer of music. Yo, the liquid damage on this thing is just beautiful. Like, did it fall in liquid? Like, yes, sir. Okay. How would I go about? Is your music published on platforms like Spotify and Apple Music? Well, I'm on stream. I don't use Apple Music, but on my phone I do. It's just Apple Music, the app. It feels like Apple abandoned it on Windows. Like, it is useless on Windows. It's like a terrible experience. I'll lace you with a pack of some goodies for you to be able to play. Oh, word, nice. If you want to send it via, I'm on Spotify and all of that. Okay. Do you want to make a playlist for me first and then have me just play that on stream? Soul Man. And I think I made a Spotify particularly for my channel. So that way, you know, in the future, if someone was like, yo, what song are you playing? I can just share the playlist. That works too? Okay. Here, let me see if I can, ow. Let me see. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, of course. Here, let me see if I can spot you on Spotify. Soulman IT, I found you. Drop the follow. Seems your most popular song is called 200 IQ. Oh, you're in a playlist with MF Doom music. Hey, that's my kind of movement. Music, that boom bap. From New York to PA. That's cool. Alright, yeah. However you want to go about it, man. I'm down. But yeah, I dropped the follow. I'm performing that this Saturday? What? Alright, let me play it then. Hopefully it doesn't get like copyrighted, but if it does, I know who owns it, so I'll just ask you maybe to clear it if you're okay with that. Here, let me play 200 IQ. I'll play it right now. Alright, this is Soulman IT. The song is called 200 IQ. For sure, and I'll learn how to whitelist channels too. Guess who's back with the program? He does otherwise known as Soul Man. It's IT with the IQ. I got to always keep it moving. If you don't, they gon' pop you. Now tell me what's the deal like Five Below. I gotta smack until I fall like some dominoes. Stuck on rhyming like your man chill with Naruto. Cementing my flow on top of the highest cobblestones. Gotta go watch me jet like the magazine. Sleeping on me's only fuel when you have a dream. Rap fire, or you know I is hot. Going against these cats who spit raps out the item shop. You in my way, I'm popping shots till your tires pop. I like the video game referencing. I'm right on time, that's why I never mind the clock. I pay my dues while these clowns still ain't got a prop. I'm going for the win. Too smart for dummies trying to make a play a slip. Falling off the edge, then you better get a crib. Is this you rapping, Soul Man? Yeah, I'm going for the win. Too smart for dummies trying to make a play a slip. I thought you only made beats.
Falling off the edge, then you better get a grip. I'm on top of the globe. I rock silver jewelry because my trophies are gold. I don't mess with groupies, they be blocking the road. Your boy got the tone, you just got you a phone. All my Burleezy shit feeling so
He said, dang, this junk kind of tough. Yeah, this is like fire music. This is the kind of music I want to have like in my streams, like hip hop influenced boom bap, but like kind of nerdy.
never settle for nothing below a standard is illest with the standards, make it boom like a panther fist. Storms closing, don't let the lightning shock you. Always for the win with 200 game of IQ. I'm going for the win. Too smart for dummies trying to make a play a step. Falling off the edge, then you better get a grip.
Dang, okay, Soul Man. I thought you only made beats based off of like your Instagram. That's sick, dude. If it gets copyrighted, I guess we'll both learn something. Yo, the liquid damage, man. Does not make me feel good. Golf clap? Yeah, it goes with the vibe. Yeah, that like lo-fi boom bap vibe I have. If you have any type of like lo-fi boom bap, bro, that's like perfectly my style. You know what? Let me see. Here, I'll pepper in your songs just in case for copywriting. And I do like that it's clean, like automatically too. Like I prefer to listen to clean music for the stream. Shoot, there was a period of my life I only listened to clean music, and that was back before Apple Music. Like I had to manually find clean music to put it in a playlist. Boy, that was work. Especially when your favorite genre is like hip hop and rap. That was dedication. Alright, I think we're almost there to remove the motherboard completely. Yeah, just one screw and one antenna cable. But the corrosion is pretty involved. It's almost like the whole thing got submerged or dunked or something. Now that I'm actually getting eyes on the whole PCB. Alright, let's see about getting this thing out. Okay, what is resisting me? Cables are loose. LimeWire clean music for me? Hey, I don't know, man. You might get some advertisement, some random noises. LimeWire is funny. What is preventing me from getting this PCB out? Okay, nothing, just like I thought. I don't even want to look at the other side of the PCB. Oh, thankfully it's not as bad. Alright. So I don't think the display is bad. It looked like water, well, it's obvious liquid got in here, but it looked like it was pretty contained, hopefully. LimeWire. It's all off my up-and-coming album, Tilted. Plenty of battle royale references and video game references. Dang, that's so cool, man. Like, there's so much talent out there on this planet that deserves to get highlighted versus some of the things that actually get highlighted on this planet. I'm just cleaning off the old thermal compound. Alright, let's go ahead and get the thermal compound completely cleaned off. Dude, LimeWire is a memory. Holy moly. Talk about nostalgia. Time is it 10:34? Okay. I'm only gonna be live for a little bit more. Soul Man, is it like, well, no, we're in the same time zone, right? Eastern? I guess maybe, do you work like, do you also have a day job? To supplement like your pursuits in music? I feel like that's super common these days, especially with the way the economy is. Like, shoot, like, whatever your personal pursuits are, it's almost like you need to have a side gig going on. This man's working on an album too. That's so cool. I have a coworker of mine, he's pursuing music, and his name is Tony. His artistic name is Tony Oso. And Oso in Spanish means bear, I guess, somehow. And he explains how he got that name, which is pretty cool. I always like when something has lore. You know what I mean? Alright, let's do a visual inspection on stream. I'm going to show you guys what I'm seeing now that I have the motherboard completely out. So, and let me bring my little spudger so I can point to things. So here's sign of liquid damage. Thankfully this connector looks good. There was corrosion on the ribbon cable for this big ZIF connector, but thankfully it wasn't anything crazy. Yeah, there's just liquid damage. Like, look at that. Look at this right here. That's some gnarly corrosion. We have some more down here. Hopefully this all just cleans up, because that could be the case too. But there's one spot I don't think it's just going to clean up. I think it shorted stuff out. I'm a teaching artist, creative director, and multimedia operator for different companies here in Pittsburgh. I have a music production class tomorrow, workshop, and show Saturday. Wow, man, you're keeping busy. And with a passion of yours. I love that, man. Mad respect. Trust me, I get it. It's always nice when you can infuse your passion and, you know, try to make a living off of it. Alright, so I'm going to try to clean this corrosion off. But yeah, I do like your style of music from the one song I heard, 200 IQ. That's a banger. I see why that's like your most, like the song people gravitated toward. It's a good style. It's a good song. I can't wait to listen to your other stuff. In fact, I'm gonna add another song to the queue so it plays after this one. So I don't think this board is bad. Hold on, let's zoom in. Is this the Max 77 chip? Yes, this is. Pretty sure this chip is fine. Let me see if I can clean off the corrosion here. How do you fix the liquid damage? Well, the thing about liquid damage is you don't really fix it. Well, you can. I'm not going to make it seem like once something has liquid damage, you can never, it's a lost cause. It's not. The thing with liquid damage though is it's highly unpredictable what it's going to damage. So in a case like this, it's cleaning off the corrosion, that's step one, as gently as possible, because corrosion weakens solder, like the connection that components have to the board, and you can easily like dislodge a component or remove it from where it's supposed to be. So that's step one. Remove corrosion. The next step is, see, this is the watermark sticker that Nintendo has on their devices. It's even in the Switch 2, which I need to post those pictures on my Instagram real soon. But this thing is supposed to be white with pink circles. Those pink circles are ink. So when water touches those pink circles, it just spreads. And this is how Nintendo can know if your console had liquid damage. So if you claim to them, oh man, it just stopped working and I don't know why. If it was liquid damage, they're going to find out. Because this is what's going to tell them. But yeah, look at that corrosion, man. On this inductor, caused a lot of rusting. And then I think this is the chip, this BQ24 or 24193 chip. I think this is the chip responsible for video output. And this one has like the most corrosion on it. Here, let me see if I can clean up that image for you guys. Yeah, this is pretty. It looks like soda or something, like some sugary or milky drink. Alright, let's see what we can do about cleaning that off. But yeah, to fix it, it's just cleaning it off, realizing what's damaged, and hoping that you can replace it. Now, sometimes corrosion can get so bad that it damages traces, and at that point, that's a more in-depth repair. Sometimes cleaning can fix things. Sometimes, very rare, because when you clean it, you're removing the corrosion, and corrosion is acidic, and sometimes it can cause things to short together. And then by cleaning it, you remove the short, right? Which is two electrical connection that's being made that shouldn't be made, is one way to describe a short. And if you can remove it, and none of the components got damaged by the liquid damage, or by the liquid, like meaning they're broken internally and you need to replace it, then sometimes just cleaning something could do the trick. That's not super common though. Alright, so now I'm going to use my multimeter to see if, oh no, we're out of focus. Right here. There we go. Use my multimeter to see if there's any shorts on the board. Excuse me. Alright, let's get the overhead camera. You guys can look at the multimeter. Trying to find a good spot for it. Alright, it's pretty good. Alright, let's see. Oh, that's good. That's good. So far, the capacitors around this chip are not shorted together. They may have been beforehand. Oh, that's good. I wonder if just a cleaning did the trick, but I gotta do more checks. I can't just say that. Alright, that's good. Alright. So far, where there was corrosion, getting much better results. Okay, so that's... Alright, I think there's a short there. Oh no. Oh yeah, there's a short here. Okay, so I found a short in this section of the circuit. I think I found a short. Let me go to the microscope cam. And it's around this max 778112 chip. Curious what exactly that chip does. Honestly, I think these are ferrite beads. This one's a little more concerning because I don't think between these 2 points there should be a short. Hold on, sorry. Let's get this in frame right here. I'm probing across here and I'm getting a short. Either way, I don't think that should be the case. Yeah, it's the speaker connection, that's okay. Oh no. I wonder if there's corrosion underneath the main processor. Which is this big guy right here. Oh yeah, let me check inside of the USB-C port. Oh, well, the USB-C port has a damaged pin. It has a damaged pin that's bent all the way back. Here, I'm going to show you guys, just so it's on stream. And I think replacing this USB-C port should probably be the first step. Do you guys see that gold pin in the top right? This pin? Let me get this thing in focus. This pin in the top right. That's a pin that's supposed to be on the middle section, but it's been bent up and then flattened when someone tried to insert a USB-C connector. And so it bent it back and then flattened it to the back of the connector wall. So this USB-C port needs to be replaced for sure. And I think that would be a good place to start. Okay, you see it? Nice. I think that'll be a good place to start. I wonder if I have extra ports in stock. I think I do. I do. Yeah, this is the IC that processes the USB data. The USB-C data. But yeah, other than that, I'm seeing a short on this section of the motherboard, but I don't know if that's actually wrong because these look like ferrite beads. So, and ferrite beads will read a short of ferrite. I cleaned up the corrosion I saw. That was worth cleaning up. Okay, so I know now that's one thing I want to start with is replacing this USB-C port if I want any hope of getting this thing working. So I don't know what that bent pin, what data is supposed to be brought or traveling over that pin. But yeah, this thing saw some serious liquid damage. Okay. Let's go back to the order. Okay. Oh, I do have, yeah, I have USB-C port replacements. Nice. Let me see how the pins are on this thing. I bet they're just like the double row pins. Yep, they're double row. It's gonna be a bit of a pain, but not impossible. You just gotta work a little blind, that's all. No big deal. No big deal. Okay. What time is it? Okay, we hit the 3-hour mark. I'm getting a little fatigued. So I'm gonna start wrapping it up for tonight. Tomorrow's a new day. Probably start a little later. I think I'm gonna work primarily on the switch and then the eFoil. But I need to work on that eFoil. That electric surfboard component. But alright everybody. I think today was a good stream. We got a repair down in the books. Another one. Fixing that Xbox One X. I know she's gonna be super stoked about that. I'm very happy about that one. But alright everybody. Until next time, we're gonna be going to sleep. Getting real tired. My neck is loosening up, so I'm happy about that. I could at least turn it a little bit. Before it was bad. I couldn't even turn it. Oh, Unsla said, yo. This was educational. Yeah, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Juan said, I enjoyed the stream, my guy. Keep the wolf pack howling. I'll see you on your next stream. Feel better, kid. Thank you. I appreciate that, Juan. But yeah, everybody. Until next time. And I'm going to make sure to wear a wacky outfit tomorrow just to mess with Juan. I'm playing. But alright, everybody. Good night, man. Good to see y'all. Till next time. Peace.